Hi everyone, it's Gayle. I am here today. I'm surrounded with stuff because I'm going to do a viewer request video today, and it's the top 10 projects to do while you're watching TV. So that can be, you can be watching TV, you could be sitting waiting in a doctor's office, whatever. Some of these take more than others in terms of supplies. So, but some of them would certainly be good to, take when you're waiting in a waiting room or something. So let's get started because I really actually have 10 plus 1 because I couldn't quite keep it to 10. So, okay, let's start with number 1. Number 1 is fabric ruffles. And I have this little pouch all ready because I took it to Florida with me. And I did exactly that. I was watching TV in the hotel room and I made these fabric ruffles. And they're just hand sewn little ruffles, which makes them really flat. I saw it done on Tina, ShabbyDabbyDooDah's channel, and thought, ooh, what a fun project to just take on my little trip. So these are the ones that I did. So I'm going to do one really quick for you. I'm going to take these to Creativation too. I've got thread issues. But yeah, it's, all you need really is this, the fabric strips already stripped, the scissors, the thread, and the needle. And that's really pretty much it. So easy to do while you're watching TV, easy to do while you travel, or like, I thought about taking them on the airplane, but I don't think they would have let me have the scissors, and I didn't want them telling me to throw my cutter bee scissors away. So didn't do that, but yeah, it was great for watching TV. So I'm just gonna knot this, and I kind of sew mine slightly different, I think, than Tina did, but you'll find your own rhythm. And once I grab up a little, let's do this plain color because then it'll be easier to see, I bet. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to make it in one video, you guys. I might have to make a part 2 of this, but I just thought I would get it done today. Okay, so got my needle and thread all knotted, got my little ruffle. So I'm just going to pull that up to, wherever I want, where it pleases my eye, and I'm just going to go in through the ruffle, and I'm going to go back down into the back, and then I'm just going to pull it up again. And sometimes when you're ruffling it, if you will, oh yeah, and then what I did was I tacked down the back too, the back of the ruffle, because then it just laid flatter. Oh, see, look at me. Just go ahead and make a knot, Gayle. There we go. Okay, this thread is from a garage sale. It's not the best in the world. So then I just go up what pleases my eye in terms of the next ruffle, and sometimes what I was going to say is based on the pattern. If I want a flower to show or something, I'll make it a little bigger, a little smaller, whatever. So yeah, and you can whip out a bunch of these. I had one afternoon in the hotel, and I just really got busy and got a few done. It was fun. Now you could go up and cover up that stitch if you wanted. I don't really care. I kind of like the stitches. So the other thing you could do is, if you wanted the stitches to sort of be as part of the pattern, you could use embroidery floss so that the thread was more obvious. But I don't fuss about it. I don't worry about being super neat or anything. I just Just some getting her done. So, last night was our first night with Jimmy Joe. Oh yeah. And my husband wasn't home because he had a sleep test last night. So it was me and Jimmy Joe, but it went great. I mean, I put him in his little crate, and then I went upstairs and I turned on a noisy fan that we have and put in earplugs. And it was good. I didn't sleep because I was worried. I don't know. Not worried. I don't know. It was just new having him in the house, you know. So I didn't sleep well, but so who knows what this video will be like. I'm sure I'll sleep much better. My husband wasn't home too, so, you know, that's just kind of weird. Yeah, so, you know, just kind of like that is what I do. And then at the last one, I just go into the last ruffle and tie a knot, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got a rough. And I don't worry too much about it as far as the knot, but I just knot it once like that because it's going to be glued down on your page anyway. So there's another one. Yeah, so fabric ruffles is #1 on our list of top 10 TV watching projects. So I'm gonna cut a few more strips to take to Creativation because this just fits very nicely. Thank you to the person that gave me this in Gayle mail, this bunny pouch, because it's just perfect for these. Okay, #1 done. So we're gonna kind of toss that aside. Okay, second is clusters, both paper and fabric. So I have, these are just a couple of my little bags of scraps and things. I have like 5 bags that I'll just sit alongside of me on the couch and just make fabric clusters. So we'll do a fabric one first. I got these fun little snippets at an Etsy shop. If I can remember, I'll put it in the description box, but she's just cut little pieces of fabric. Easy to do. Any of us could do that. And but I loved some of the patterns she had. Like, this is so pretty. So let's make one and we'll use it in the journal that I'm working on. So pick that. Maybe we'll have a little piece of this kind of printed on fabric. I'll put that there. Maybe we'll kind of go at an angle or something. And then, do I have something that kind of goes with this? Yeah, that kind of does, doesn't it? And then I really like to do like yarn or, here's some, what is this? This is sari silk. Nope, this is like muslin or something. So I like to do that. And what I do is while I'm sitting and watching TV, I just go ahead and clip this together with a paper clip. And then I just make a stack of them, and then I sew them all at once. So this one, I'll go ahead and sew right down the middle. We'll just do it real quick just because I can. But when I'm watching TV, I just clip them, and then it's great because they're all ready to sew all together. And I just sew them in a line, you know, like I just keep feeding them in, and they just, yeah. So there's a little fabric cluster, or what I call a fabric cluster anyway. There. So did that one. And then same thing with paper, really. Okay, so let me get rid of these, get rid of the fabrics here. Stick those over there. Okay, so here's one of my smaller scraps. Oh, so many scraps. So many scraps. So I usually just grab some sort of a little base and I try not to think too much about it. Here's one. A couple of pieces that kind of go together. So yeah, I just tear them. Maybe we'll do something kind of like that. So I like the torn edges better, so I'll just tear this off a little bit. And yeah, you can sit with a bag of scraps and just kind of work away at it to where you get to a point where you've got quite a few of these made. And then I just keep them in a baggie and grab them when I want them. Let's see, maybe we'll tear this too. So yeah, so these are the paper ones. And I have a little tray that I sit on my lap in the living room when I don't know how I want it, maybe like that. And have, you know, when I need to work on something and I need a surface, that's how I do it. How about these? This is kind of a similar. So anyway, I use that tray. And so that's good. It just works. And then, I don't know, you just kind of keep adding until you're happy with it. And I often combine fabric and paper just cause I like that. Let's see, what could we put in the middle there? Pinky. It's very pinky. It's very pinky, so I need something. How about this? Yeah, so if I have my tray, then what I will do is usually I'll just put a, where is it? Tim Holtz. I'll just do this. And then I will find like a flower or something. Let's see what we've got here. How about one of these? Yeah, I'll just grab a little flower later on and finish it off kind of like that. I'll hold that up to the camera so you can see. So I just grabbed pieces of paper, put them together, and popped, and we'll pop that on there. Yeah. So that's that one. Oh my gosh, we're only 2 in and I'm 15 minutes in already. That's not good. That's not good. Maybe some of the rest will be faster. So then to finish it off, I would just get out all my flowers and stuff and then just go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, adding on a flower or something. Okay, so that's that. I can get rid of that bag. I think I'm done with that bag. So clusters, fabric and paper. Those are another fun thing to do. Okay, mini envelopes. And this idea came from, this was from Laurie Girl on the Ridge, and I love doing these. These are really fun. So you just make a little envelope top, you know, kind of fold at a right angle, make the little envelope top, and then you kind of decide where you want to cut it for the size of envelope you want. Let's just do that. And there's one of your little envelopes, right? And then let's make another one. Like so, and fold it over. And you can make a whole bunch of these in a pretty quick hurry. So, right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a thicker strip here. This one has some pattern to it, which is fun. And we're going to make our envelope top. And I'm going to cut this one a little bigger. And then if you've got your little tray and you've got some glue, you can then go around and I'm just gonna glue down the flaps. And I'm going to decide kind of where I want these, and we're going to just kind of make a little envelope collage-y thing. I think I might do that. So, and of course, if you want, you can be inking them too. And I had a bunch of these made up. Now I'm going to put some on the flap just to hold the flap closed. I had a bunch of these made up, but I've used them all. And so then I want to put it there. So I'm just going to put some glue here, like so. And then we're going to glue the flaps down here. And then this one, let's do that. And then I'm going to glue this down. Okay, and then I think I want that like that. Is that how I want it? How do I want it? I think I might put it just like that. It's like getting the angle is just a little tricky sometimes. At least it is for me. Okay, and then that can become a little embellishment on a page. It could be a little tuck, and you could also add some sort of little fun something right there. I'm thinking I have, let's see, where are those? I have Tracy Fox minis. Nope. I cleaned my room, guys. I have everything at hand again. I'm back over on my desk because I really try to keep that other table for doing Etsy orders and stuff. Where are my tinies? There they are. There's my tinies. So let's see what Tracy has in here that we could use. So how about this? How about this little cute thing? Can just go right there. And then you've got just a fun little embellishment for your page. Okay, and then I think I might want something on there. Kind of like something round maybe. Got a butterfly here, that would work too. Yeah, that's cute. How do we want it? Like that? Like this? I think I'll go straight with it. Yeah, so anyway, doing these mini envelopes, I have enjoyed doing those while I'm watching TV at times too. And then they're just a cute little embellishment, you know? Okay, so that is number 3. Okay, number 4 isn't going to take long to demonstrate. It's something I like to do while I'm watching TV. Okay, I have, let me move these and these, and then I can show you kind of my setup for this next one, which is I've I've got this big tote. Just got it at Hobby Lobby. And it's got all my pens and stuff in it. And what I like to do, I have this whole stack here of painted papers, and I have one digital of painted papers that are on my Etsy, and I do have a video. So if you search YouTube for Gayle Agostinelli painted papers, I might try and remember to put it in the description box, but if I don't, just search Gayle Agostinelli painted papers and that video should come up. So these are painted, and what I like to do is doodle around them. So let me show you one that's, this one's the doodle has begun. So I've just, you know, with pen, just made various doodles on there. There's another one. And I love doing that while I'm watching TV too. Just having the little basket of pens and doodling away. Here's a really bad face that I did. Oh, she's got large eyes. Okay, but anyway, so doodling painted papers is another thing that I like to do. So if you want to learn how to do the painted papers, I totally learned from Shannon Green, but I do have a video on it. I did this when I had shoulder surgery. That was one of the projects I thought I could do. So, okay, so that's number 4. Number 5 is fabric flips. Where's my basket for that? So I have this little basket of small pieces of fabric. You guys have seen me do a fabric flip before, but I will go ahead and do one just cause we're playing today. Let's use these two. And so most of my journals are 9x6, so I try and do my fabric flips about 5 by, I don't know, 5 by something, 5 by 8.5 or something. So so let's cut this one at about 5, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it on my glass mat here. And so the base, I'm going to do that size. And then what we'll do is we will kind of just stack fabrics on top that make me happy, that I like. So I'm going to do this one at about 8. So see, while I'm sitting there, I would go, okay, well, this could be one too. Granted, it's not as long. I mean, I could have probably done the piece of fabric in half, which would have been good too, but whatever, you know. Again, I'm not fussy about it. I'm just doing it while I'm watching something or another. Okay, so I want this piece a little smaller. So we'll just gonna cut it where I think I might like it. It's about right there. And oops, sorry, hit ya. I hit ya. Let me get you back where you were. Anyway, these are fun to do, and again, I just paper clip them. I get them all put together and then I paper clip them. So and I kind of tend to do them in 2s, only because, you know, I get something like this. I get the 2 pieces, and then it's like, okay, well, we'll just make 2. So then I get all the strings off, which is really the hardest part of it. Maybe we'll go kind of all the way down there. Put that like that. And maybe this one we'll go down the side a bit. And I think I'll cut it right about here. Okay. And then And then sometimes I have ribbon or doilies or things that I will put on. But I think maybe I'd like one more piece of fabric, maybe. Yeah, I think I'll take this. Oops, it's got a pin in it. I'm going to take this and maybe just do a little piece of it. Sorry, hit the table. She's violent. She's violent. Just pop that. And I don't care that that is a little wrinkled. This one, I think I'm going to cut this way. And then I'm going to cut it in half and go down the middle of that one. You know, it's just whatever strikes you. Okay, this one's a hairy beast. Okay. And then we'll do that there. And this will just be a little scrap that we'll use somewhere. Okay, I don't know if I brought over, I did bring over some little lacy stuff, I guess. What do I have here? Well, I don't know. Oh yeah, let's cut out, let's kind of cut out this flower here. And okay, so we'll put that maybe right there on that one. And then what do we have? None of that is speaking to me for this other one. So I'll stick that back in there. And this is all like string kind of stuff. So what do I have up above my head here? So see, on this one, what if we just did lace across? Let's do that. Okay. Okay, voila, 2 fabric flips. And I'm just going to clip those, put them in my sewing pile, and those will be done. So that is number what? Number 5. That's number 5. And so, yeah, so I'll just put these in my sewing pile, but I think fabric flips are a fun thing to do while you're watching TV too. Okay, book page pockets. What I do sometimes is just fold some up, get them ready for sewing, that kind of thing. And this is probably one that I would go ahead and have my tray on my lap. Some people use TV trays. I don't have any TV trays. I'm just going to go ahead and put these 2 pages together just to make it a little more thick. And Patricia Viramontes has lots of wonderful videos on making book page pockets. So I'm just going to make one for demonstration purposes that you can, that you can sit and make a bunch of these up and then sew them later on. But I don't know about you, but I have a hard time being idle, just sitting and watching TV. My mom always said I just couldn't relax. I was always going 100 miles an hour, and I think she's right. I think she's right. So those 3 have stuff on them, so I'm not gonna use those, but this one would be good. And so I am going to just do that kind of in half. I'll maybe put a little glue in the middle. and I'm gonna use that there. So I want it cut off about there. And then I think what I'll do is cut this side, and then I'll hold it up to this and make sure that we're good and cut this. I can hear my husband walking around. He must be letting Jimmy Joe out. So far, you guys, he's been here a day and a night, and he hasn't had an accident in the house. So good. Such a good boy. So this one, what I would do is leave it like this. Once again, paper clip it, because I want to stitch here before stitching around the whole thing. So I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to make this into kind of a taggy pocket-ish sort of thing. Yep. And I'm going to put a hole in it like it's a tag. And boom. So I would clip these together and then go on to the next one. Maybe for the next one, I have a kind of a favorite. I'll show you. Lots of pictures in this article. So those will have to be for collaging. Okay, so one of the ones that I like is to go here, fold that, and then come down here, and then fold this one up and make a 4-fold. But look at how easy that is. Just to do that. Now, what I am going to do is cut that. Just so that it's the width, more the width of a page, you know. And I just use the text as a marker, but then I'll just sew around this all the way. First I'll ink it. That's the other thing. So that's another one. So then, you know, just have your book, a little bit of glue, and just make up a bunch that that you can use. And like this one, I don't care that the text is upside down there, because I'll probably decorate that with something anyways. So book page pockets. Then another one is the Crafty Irina pockets. And I love making these. So these are just some pages out of a, let's see, pages out of an old cookbook. And so you fold it into 4s. And then you take this first page, fold it down to almost the seam. And then when you fold up, then you take this one and fold it at whatever depth you would like. And there you have it. And then you've got a pocket here, and then depending, now you've got room here where you can have a pocket here and a pocket in back, or depending on how you glue it on the page, you could have a pocket here and you could go sideways if you glued it around here. So yeah, they're super quick to make, and I just think they're so pretty. And then, you know, you can decorate however you want based on the journal you're making. Just make something that's going to go nicely with it, and you can bust out a whole bunch of these in a TV watching session. A whole bunch of them. Okay, I'm just gonna go here because I kind of like the pattern on that. Yeah, and it's just, there you go. So that's the Crafty Irina pocket. Let me get it up closer to you. Yep. So that's number 7. And then, of course, you're not going to be surprised about this one, but another thing that's great to do while you're watching TV is just inking. It's just inking. So, you know, while I'm sitting there watching, maybe I'm making these pockets and Oops, wrong one. I was like, that's a weird color. That's because it was the wrong sponge. Too busy talking, as usual. So you could make these and ink them, but sometimes if I'm going to get all inky, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to grab everything I have and I'm going to get it inked, and it's going to be great. So there's that one inked. How about we go ahead and ink this one and it'll be ready to sew. I have such a pile of sewing. I just need to get my sewing done so I have more pieces to play with. Yeah, and the reason I ink these, it's probably obvious, is it's just easier to ink the edges of the pockets if it's not sewn together. Or glued. You can glue these too. You certainly can. Whoops. So once you do that, you can kind of see the 4 pockets a little better, can't you? So yeah, so now one of those is inked. Then I have this, if you guys have been watching recently, I was finishing up some ephemera, and so I have a bunch of these things made. These are book pages made into envelopes. Another easy thing, they're just like these envelopes, just make the flap and fold it up, but these are just glued on the edge to be actual envelopes. But yeah, to just sit there inking takes no thought whatsoever. So it's kind of fun to just sit there and ink, and especially if you're watching something that's really got your attention, you know. So we'll do one of these. And then I got these other envelopes from Subby, but again, something you could do while you're watching TV. Just cut up a page and make a bunch of envelopes. And then, yeah. And so you get the idea. Just kind of inking a couple of things, and then I had these that I had stamped, and so they're super quick to just ink around, and then they're ready to go in your journals. So that quick, you just ink away, ink away, ink away. So that is number 8. Number 8. So number 9, let's put all this stuff over here. Number 9 is organization of scraps. Now granted, I probably won't do this as much now that we have Jimmy Joe, because I like to use the floor. I like to sit on the floor and do it while I'm watching TV. But, oh, where is it? Here it is. So this is another sack of collage paper that I need to decide what is what. And you know, I got myself organized. Maybe I can pull that out and show you. It's full and it's hard to get out of here, but I have this basket of scraps for collage. So I have small printed, small plain, medium printed, medium plain, large printed, large plain, right? So I would sit on the floor in my living room and grab stuff out. Okay, these I would call, they're all plants, they're all florals. I'm going to take the ribbon off of them, and I'm going to call these mediums, and I'm going to stick them in there. Because my scrap bin is just crazy messy. This is embossed, so I'm going to call it printed, even though it's a plain piece of paper. Here's a piece of pattern paper. I'm going to put that in my large printed. here are some map pages. I'm going to put that in large printed. One of the Sears catalog pages. Again, stick that in there. So you get the drift. Most of this is kind of large, actually. I've also got some at the back here. Okay, so we have large printed, large plain. I have book pages. I have, that's a stray. I have music, and I have like plain things to back collage cards with. So that's how I've chosen to get organized. And some of these things just need to go into, like this just needs to go into the book pages, for instance, like so. So, you know, you can sit and watch TV and be pulling things out and going, okay, this goes here, this goes here. I'm going to put this in the large plain because it's mostly plain. There's book pages. That's got my eco-dyed papers on it and various other things. She printed on these, one of my subbies. So I'm going to put these in the large printed, just because they're not just book page, you know. What else do we have here? Have some just, these are the end papers of a book. I'm going to put those in the large plain. Where are you, large plain? You're right there. So you get the drift. You get the drift. These are some like embroidery patterns or something. I'm going to go ahead and put those in the large printed. So, and so on and so on. So I would just sit there and get through this bag of hodgepodge and get it organized into where, how I've got things organized now. So, put that on the floor. Put this back over here for now. I need to finish that. Okay, so organization of scraps is another thing I do when I watch TV. Then, another thing that I like to, let me grab, okay. So I've got some scrapbook paper here. I've got a few coffee dyed pages. Oh, yeah. And, so I like to sit on the floor with my cutter and cut out pages for either a TN or a full-size journal, for that matter, and just get the signature figured out and put together. How we doing time-wise? Oh boy. Okay. So I'll just cut a couple pieces and just for demonstration purposes. But this is a Stamperia stamp pad from Grand Hotel that I have yet to use. So I thought, so what I like to do is find my cover, thinking TN. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love that. Love that too. So what do I want for the outside? Oh, I love that too. This is a great paper pack. Look at that. Yes. Okay. It's hard to decide because they're all real pretty. Okay, let's, you know, this could be kind of nice with this stripe up the side. And then we could put some sort of focal point on it. So, okay, so this is going to be my cover. And I think the one I want on the inside is this one for the middle because it's just so pretty. Oh, and look at the back. The back is gorgeous too. Just gorgeous. I do love Stamperia papers. They're very nice. Okay, so that's all I really need from there. So I am going to go ahead and cut my, I cut my cover 8.5 by 4.5. So 8.5 tall and 9 wide basically is what it ends up being. So I'm going to go 8.5 tall. Now this project requires a little more thinking, but when you've made lots of journals, it does kind of come pretty naturally. So 8.5, and then there's no direction on this, so I'll just go 8.5 by 9 right there. And so then I have some fun strips for tags. These are fun leftovers. So this is going to be my cover. And then I'm going to go 8.5 by 8.5 on the inside one so that it doesn't come out the sides. So we're going to go 8.5 tall by 8.5. And all the pages will be 8.5 by 8.5. That's just kind of how I do it. So 8.5 by 8.5. Oh, it went right down that line. Isn't that happy? So look at how pretty that is as a tag. Yep. So then I'm going to fold this way because I want that on the inside. So I've got my cover and my inside already. And see how this then is just shy. And as you add pages, you know, it pushes it out. But I find that if I go 8.5 by 8.5, it works pretty well. Okay, so I've got a variety of colored papers here and coffee dyed papers. I think I'll do these 3. So they're already 8.5 tall, right? So how far do I have to go? I have to go 8.5 this way so that they don't stick out of the book. So I'm just going to do 3 at a time. And then these make great little notebooks, little notepads. So then we've just got the colored pages that we want. And then we will get the coffee dyed ones right here. So 8.5 by 8.5. Yes, yes. So got crinkly coffee dyed paper here. It's so fun. And then I'll go back and find, like, you know, printed pages from books or whatever else I want to fill in this journal. I think I want to use maybe a Sears catalog page or something. Okay, but this is all stacked up then, and we can put that in here. See how nicely that fits? That's great. So this one is legal size. I didn't realize when I grabbed it. So I'm going to kind of measure 8.5 is about right there. And I'm going to go ahead and fold it like so. And then we are going to fold it in half. And we've got a decent start on a traveler's notebook all while we're watching TV, right? So there we go. There we go. So that is number 10, but I had a bonus one, another one that I had to add, which would be fussy cutting. Hello, of course. Were you all waiting for it? So I have these butterflies printed out by Tracy Fox. So I'll just sit with my happy little Fiskars that don't hurt my hands while I'm watching TV and just cut away. And then I'll have them in my ephemera books just to grab and use. And I'm not the best of fussy cutters, I have to say, but the one trick that I do know is to move the papers, not the scissors. So if you haven't heard that before, that's really helpful, just to, you know, twirl your paper around and then you're not trying to, all you're doing is squeezing your scissors. You're not trying to, what do I want to say, like direct them, you know, or something. So that would be number 11. That would be the bonus one. So I hope whoever asks this, if you want to say in the comments and say, oh, that was my idea for you to do that video, feel free. I got the idea while I was on vacation. Put it in my notes, because there wasn't a lot I could do about it in Florida. So, yeah, so whoever's brilliant idea this was, just let me know. But, okay, so there's the butterfly. So we are going to recap for you. Fabric ruffles, clusters, paper or fabric, mini envelope from paper strips, doodles on the painted paper, fabric flips, over here, fabric flips, book page pockets, which are here, and Crafty Irina pockets, inking, of course, inking, and organization of scraps, cutting papers for a TN, and fussy cutting. So there you go. I hope that was helpful, and maybe as a reference if you're thinking, oh, what could I do in front of the TV tonight? So thanks everybody so much for watching, and we will just see you in the next video. Have a grateful day, everyone. Bye-bye.